Wuthering Waves 2.0 is one of the best patch in gachagame. It's not just about patch that introduce a new characters and new regions. It is also introduced a new way to enjoy the game overall, both in combat and exploration. The 2.0 is almost over, so it is safe for me to say that I experienced the patch in a whole. However, what do I think about Wuthering Waves 2.0? Stay tuned and find out. Subscribe! There are various improvements in 2.0, however, there are various things that I wish to change as well. For now, let's talk about the improvements. First thing that they improve is story. The story in Wuthering Waves 1.x was underwhelming and seemed to have no clear direction. By underwhelming, I mean Acts 1 through 4 were disappointing and might drive new players away. I love the stories of 1.1,
This one has heard your decision.
One point two, and 1.3.
Tell me this story later, when we meet again. Farewell.
Backup plan enabled.
I truly did. I didn't like the 1.4 though, but they all seem like just introduction to the world. The stories of 1.1, 1.2, and 1.4, and even 1.3 to some certain extent, feels like OVA. Yes, the story is canon and important, but it feels like the main narrative could progress without them, since they don't have significant lead up to anything major. Remember, this is just how I feel. This is my personal opinion. I may be wrong, but it feels like the story in 1.x lacks of building to something factor. You know what I mean? But in 2.0, Wuthering Waves completely eradicated those issues. With the first hour of the story, the narrative became clear and concise. We were introduced to our goal, which is to solve Abyss Resonance problem, and the game established the culture of Rinascita and potential future problems. As the story progresses, it continues to open up new possibilities that could lead to different subplots. For example, yes, our goal to fix Abyss problem, but along the way, we begin to wonder, what is the connection between Fraxidus and the Order? How significant is their influence in Rinascita? And who is Cartetia? What happened to the Sentinel Imperator? Why did the Vasilia and the Order try so hard to oppress the Montelli? What is the future for the full troops if Fenrico is no longer in charge? How did Fenrico become the Enlightened One? Did the Fraxidus play the role in that? And many others. So, not only does the new story giving us the main plot, it also branches out, making us excited for the future for Rinascita. Next up, characters interactions. One main point of criticism toward Wuthering Waves 1.x story was the lack of character interaction beyond the rover. Yes, there were interactions between Yang Yang, Cixia, and Baizhi, but let's be real, their characters weren't as memorable or eye-catching as the Rinascita's cast. I don't know if this is due to the voice acting or something else, but their dynamic wasn't that compelling in my opinion. That being said, Wuthering Waves 2.0 also completely eradicated those issues as well. Now, we see everyone interacting well with everyone else. Phoebe with Sunny, Sunny with Carlotta, Brand with Rosia, and Carlotta with Brand. Because the dynamic and diverse characters in Rinascita, the story is more enjoyable and overall great to follow. The next improvement would be traversal mechanic, especially flying and echoes. Aside from allowing us to run without consuming energy, wall run, use a grapple hook, Wuthering Waves decided that its player deserved more. So, they added flying mechanic to the game. What can I say? The flying mechanic in this game is absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, I prefer flying to using teleportation device that's scattered around the world of Wuthering Waves, which is crazy, right? Like, every angle, every view in Rinascita looks absolutely beautiful. And honestly, witnessing it while flying feels phenomenal. Also, there are wing rays everywhere that allow you to fly high. Lottie lost puzzle that automatically transform you into her to solve them, and Cuddle Waddle Echo jump that allow you to automatically jump the moment you see the sign. This is practical, you don't need to change the tools or go to the Echo itself to transform. Continuing on that topic, the next improvement is the view and terrain of Rinascita. While I love the terrain and the view of Wuthering Waves 1.0, I have to admit that there are many plain areas that aren't visually appealing. Sure, some places have amazing views, but 80% of my time strolling around Jinzhou wasn't a particularly great experience. They began to change with the release of Mount Firmament in 1.1 and Blackshores in 1.3. I love those two areas. So I had high hopes for Rinascita to be even better, or at least on par with them. And lo and behold, they absolutely smashed it. Rinascita features 8 distinct areas that look absolutely amazing. Each area has its own unique characteristics. This diverse area made me fall in love with the region. 30 days since the release, and I'm still not bored of roaming around every day hunting for echoes, which is great testament of an open world game. Not many people talk about this improvement, but they absolutely nailed it when it comes to echo sets. We have Empyrean Anthem, Midnight Veil, and Tide Breaking Courage. Why do I think these sets are interesting? These sets give players choice if they want to improve their units to the next level. Empyrean Anthem and Midnight Veil are upgrade version of Moonlight Cloud. Let me explain. For coordinated attackers like Yinlin, Jeje, and Mortefi, they have a choice to further enhance their damage with Empyrean Anthem. As for the Havoc support like Rochia, she has a choice to either use Standard Moonlight or take it to another level with Midnight Veil. To put it simply, if you don't want to invest heavily in your sub-DPS characters, use Moonlight Cloud. But if you want to maximize the potential of someone like Yinlin, Jeje, and Mortefi, you have the option to use Empyrean Anthem. If you want to take your Rochia to the next level, use Midnight Veil, but if you want her just to be a grouper, you can use Moonlight Cloud. If you want your brand to be simply Changli support, you can use Moonlight Cloud, but if you want to invest in him and take him to another level, use Tide Breaking Courage. The choices the game provides are really good addition for players who are enthusiastic about taking some of their characters to the next level. The next improvement is the addition of Nightmare Echoes. Nightmare Echoes essentially buffed the entire 1.0 roster, making those characters even more comfortable to use compared to their previous Echo options. For example, Xiangliao and Calcharo are Electro Liberation based damage dealers. Their best set would be Void Thunder with Thundering Mavis equipped. However, Thundering Mavis took way too long to cast to get its buff. So many people who use Xiangliao and Calcharo use Tempest Mavis instead. Now, with the addition of Nightmare Echoes, they no longer need to cast those 6 chains of attacks from the normal Thundering Mavis. They can just use their normal rotation and animation cancel their Echo skill as they restart their rotation. It's not just an increase in overall damage, but also increase in comfort for older characters. The next thing they improved is background music. When it comes to open world games, it is important to have great background music during explorations, both when traversing the world, when fighting enemies and bosses. Now, compare the overworld music in random location in Jinzhou to that of a random location in Rinascita. The difference is crazy. Now, let's listen to the open world battle music in Jinjo vs Rinascita. Once again, the difference is night and day. Now, let's compare the different bosses theme song between Jinjo overworld bosses versus Rinascita's overworld bosses. Once again, the difference is absolutely crazy. So, it is safe to say that they improved the background music overall exponentially.
But Kyle, stop glazing 2.0. But R7s, stop glazing Rinascita.
No, relax. It's not all sunshine and rainbow. I also have some criticisms toward Rinascita. My first criticism is the lack of new or adjusted endgame content. You may be watching this by the time 2.1 is out, or after the announcement of Wuthering Waves. A ridiculous name, I know. They should have just come up with something better. At this point, I believe the localization team is purposely sabotaging Wuthering Waves, but I digress. Yes, they announced it for 2.1, but it would have been better if they had released the new endgame content in 2.0, considering it was essentially a soft relaunch. My second criticism is the delay when restarting holograms. I don't understand why it's designed that way. Yes, you can restart them, which is more convenient than the old ways of having to go back to the center of the circle and choose the difficulty over again. But the delay often results two of my team members dying, wasting resources in terms of resonance and concerto energy. My third criticism concerns the cat paw on Rinascita. I understand its lore significance, but I find it aesthetically jarring. I would prefer cuteness to be trait of specific characters rather than being applied to everyone. My last criticism is still the lack of male characters in the game. Yes, they revealed Brand and he's supposed to be playable in second half of 2.1. I understand, but still, 5 characters revealed and only 1 male characters? Come on, they can do better than that. I'm not asking for male characters to outnumber the female, I understand that. But the gender balance is absolutely atrocious. The game starts with 6 males and 10 females, which is absolutely perfect. I love it, the gender ratio is absolutely fine. However, now it's like 7 males and 19 females, which is terrible. Like, something's around 10 males and 16 females would be preferable and much more acceptable in my opinion. Why even create Yuhu and Lumi? They are 4-star characters that, let's be real here, not many people care about. If they were male characters instead, It would be better for overall balance and make the world feels more believable. Think about people who want to play male characters. Constantly releasing one attractive female character after another makes each new release feels less special. I am one of those people who prefer playing badass male characters as a form of self-insertion, which make me feel more relatable to the character, much like when I play Dante in Devil May Cry. Also, think about female enjoyers. Give them some time to save up resources as well. Alright, I think that covers all my thoughts on Wuthering Waves 2.0. I do think it was a massive improvement over 1.0 despite some minor flaws. I still appreciate that they are moving in the right direction. Alright, so what do you guys think about 2.0? Do you enjoy it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, click the bell, ding ding, so you won't miss my next video when it's uploaded. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye and see you soon.